was born with the spirit of sin. That's why people call me the seer. I will tell you everything you need to know about yourself. Yeah, hello guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you according to the time you are seeing this particular video. Today, guys, I'm going to teach you 20 signs that you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. So, guys, that's what we're going to look at today. Signs that you have a spiritual wife or husband you probably don't know. Okay, so many times you may have been considered about the type of dream you have, the type of dream you normally have, the kind of faces you see yourself, you see in the dream, or let me say the environment you normally see yourself in the dream, and the activities, of course. Yes, the activity you see yourself engaged in, the activity you see yourself doing within the dream. Okay, so many rock sign, maybe you have so many rock sign in your marriage, so many rock sign in your relationship, always having serious issues with your partner which are not supposed to emanate or emanate. Okay, you always have issues with your wife, you always have issues with your husband, you always have issues with your boyfriend, some little issues that things that would have even break issue, unnecessary quarrel. Okay, maybe you have a serious breakup in your relationship without being given a what, a just a crazy why. Maybe before you know, you'll be dating somebody, all of a sudden the person just drop you for someone else. Okay, so it's obvious that you are married to a spiritual wife or you're married to a spiritual spouse. Okay, to make it more what apparent to you, if you are having any of these dreams, a sign that I'm going to say now, these signs or dreams I'm going to tell you right now, if you are having any of them, it is obvious, it is obvious that you have a spiritual what, spouse. Okay, now number one on the list, number one of the sign that you have a spiritual wife is making love in the dream with a familiar or unfamiliar individual. Or you understand, so when you are having dream with someone you know in the dream, or maybe someone you don't know in the dream, you probably have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. One thing about spiritual wife and spiritual husband is this: they come with different faces. They don't normally use one face to come. That's one thing that is common among spiritual wife or spiritual husband. They come with different faces. And sometimes, they are very, very jealous though. Sometimes when they see that you're in love with a particular person, they will start taking that person's face and be coming to meet you in the dream, so that you will not be able to resist it. You'll be taking in that person or knowing that it is somebody that is using that particular person's face to come and have sex with you in the dream. Yes, they normally use different face and normally use the face of people that they know you like or love. Okay, that is number one thing that you have a spiritual gift. That's number one thing that you have a spiritual what, wife or spiritual husband. So if you always have sex in the dream, probably have a spiritual wife or husband. Then number two is that having peace of mind with someone you are married or in a relationship only in the dream. Why physically there's always issues. If you're a type of person that in the dream you always see yourself, you are your wife, or you are your husband, or you are your boyfriend, you guys are peaceful, you people are happy in the dream, but in real life you always have issues with him or her, you probably have a spiritual wife or husband. Yes. Now, another one, the third sign is that see yourself with children around you in the dream. If you are the type that you always see yourself carry children in the dream, you always see children calling you mommy, you always see children calling you daddy in the dream, bro. Guy, you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. Because when you normally see children carrying you, calling you daddy or mom, whatever in the dream, so you have a spiritual wife or husband. Yes, the fact is that you are playing with your kids in the marine world. Yes, when you normally see children, they will play with them or calling you. So those are your children you have in the spiritual realm or in the marine world. Okay, so that's the third sign that you have a spiritual husband. Okay, the fifth sign that you have a spiritual wife or husband is that always, maybe let me say you are always squabble with your wife or husband, maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend. No, as in, not just because about something is ordinary or you, or how will I put it, this is in your life, it always happen that your wife or your husband will just be jealous of your boyfriend, will just be jealous unnecessarily. Maybe you just see with somebody, a friend, he will just start jealous and will bring unnecessary fight. You understand? That means you have a spiritual wife or husband. That the fifth sign, another sign is that that's the fifth sign now. Give you birth in the dream. If you dream that you are giving birth, or you always give birth in a dream, okay? You have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband, okay? Now you are not married, for example, and you are not pregnant with your boyfriend either. Then suddenly you saw yourself giving birth to a child in a dream. That means that you have a spiritual wife, or you have a spiritual husband. So if you are a lady and you see yourself giving birth in a dream, that means you have a spiritual husband. Finding your physical spouse irritating. Now, for example, if you have a spiritual wife or husband, sometimes you will not even like your you will not you just hate your husband for no reason, or hate your wife for no reason. Even when you're married, for example, now it happens that you have a spiritual wife or husband, the person you get married to, you just like the person will just be irritating you. You will not feel happy. That love will not be between you and that person. No matter how the person treats you, no matter how he or she try to make you happy, still you will not say that. You always see the wrong thing him or she is doing to you. You always see the wrong thing him or she is doing to you within your subconscious mind. So that means you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. So when you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband, you will not appreciate anything your spouse. I'm not saying the one you're dating, when you're married, you will not appreciate any good thing your spouse is going to do to you. You always see it irritating to you. Yes, you always see it irritating to you, because that is what your spiritual husband or spiritual wife has done. They can do that because they are very, very jealous. Another sign, the seventh sign that you have a spiritual wife or husband, is that always having a family issue with every little thing with your partner. Let me put it like this. Maybe you have issues with your partner, before you know it will result to family issue. Little things will lead to threat. As a little thing will just lead to unnecessary quarrel. Right there, you will have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. Now, another thing is that bringing bad luck to your spouse. One thing is that what if you have a spiritual wife, for example, and you get married to a man, that man will not have good luck. So your spiritual husband you have will make your man to always have bad luck, before he will not think you don't have a good spirit. And if you're a man, if you're a man and you get married to a woman, and it happens that you as a man, you have a spiritual wife, or a spiritual you as a man, you have a spiritual wife, believe me, there is no way you are going to bring good luck to your wife. So in pari passu, also parupa, it means that anybody that have a spiritual wife or husband getting married to another person, he or she will not bring good luck to that person he or she is married to. That's another sign that you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. Now, the premature death of a spouse or children is caused by the spiritual spouse also. For example, now you might just get married, before you know your child will just die, or a woman, before you know your husband just die prematurely. Spiritual wife, spiritual husband, they can do that as well. They can make you lose your spouse. They can make you lose your children. Yes, they can make you lose your children. Spiritual wife and spiritual husband can make you always have miscarriage in your marriage. I'm telling you, they can disturb so too much. Okay, that's just it. They can disturb so too much, so they can lead to premature death of your spouse, or premature death of your or son or daughter. You understand that? This is because the reason why is this is because your spiritual wife or spiritual husband is arguing about your marriage, simply because he or she is no longer enjoying you the way he wants. Therefore, he want to recreate the closeness between you and him. So maybe your husband is not close to you and is not enjoying the closeness between you and him again. Then anytime he wants to call, maybe your husband is on you, so, or your wife is with you, so he or she will try to do anything to separate you two, so that closeness can come between you and him again. Exactly. So another one is that you have a series of marriage with different men in different dwelling. If you have a spiritual husband, for as you as a woman, you see you get married to this person, the marriage will not be successful. You go and get married to another person. You just see yourself ending up with different men, and the same result, the same marriage problem you keep receiving. Anyway, so what the thing is that once you are beautiful to a particular man, if you have a spiritual husband and a particular man loves you, once that man get married to you, see that man will not like you again. Or maybe you are a man, you have a spiritual husband, and once you get married to a woman, you will not like that woman again. You just feel like, this woman is nothing. As in, you will not see that beauty you saw in her before you get married to her. Spiritual spouse, meaning put people in bondage. If you have a spiritual wife, a spiritual husband, and you have started following another man or another woman, they can put you in a bondage. Where you're supposed to get 20, where you're supposed to get $20, you end up getting even less than $1. The spiritual spouse can put you in bondage. It can be in form of finance, business stigma. You will have issues with money. You will have issues with your business will not be growing. Where you are working, you always have frustration in your job. From one job to another, you work here, you work here, you work here. You just move from one job to another. Most time you will be making money in your business, but you can't even give account on how you are spending the money. Those people can disturb. You just be making money. Money is coming in quite alright, but you can't tell what you are doing with that money. The money will not even be lasting long in your hand. You'll be wondering, what am I doing with my money? So most time, those things they can disturb, just like the way the witches can disturb. In fact, they can even disturb more than witches are with them. So they can make money not to last long. The spiritual spouse is enjoy your style, your effort, and the money that you are labored are so hard. So the money you are making on earth, they will be taking it there to go and feed your children or feed their family there. It's just like now, they are stealing from you from this spiritual realm. They take it to this they are stealing from the physical realm, take it to spiritual realm and use. Maybe it might be a woman now, okay, oh, you have kids from me, and I'm not taking care of your kids. So any money you are making in this world, they will be coming to collect the money to take care of the kids he has for you spiritually. So that's another sign that you have a spiritual wife or husband. You understand? So the money you labor for so hard, they'll just be taking it from you without your permission. They'll just be taking that money from you without your permission. Now see yourself swimming in a dream. It's another great sign that you have a spiritual wife or husband. When you see yourself swimming in the river, my dear, you have a spiritual wife or husband. As I mentioned earlier, you always swim with familiar faces. You see yourself swimming with people you know or people you don't know. You have a spiritual husband. These are your family members in the marine world. So if you are swimming in the world and you see some people you don't even know, so these are your family member in the marine world. So swimming with them is just like taking a walk down the street with your friends. It's just like you and yourself are walking and you just want to go and visit your family. So that's what you mean when you see yourself swimming in the dream. See yourself in the family. In the family you are not physically related to. You see yourself discussing and related to people, and in the dream those people are related to you, but in real life you don't even know these people. So you have a spiritual wife or husband. Most time in a beautiful environment, you see yourself in a beautiful environment, living a gorgeous life. But when you wake up, while you are asleep, but when you wake up, you surprised to see yourself where you are. Maybe to even drink garri is a problem, but you see yourself eating big meal, expensive food, putting on expensive clothes, living in an expensive house. Then you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. Dreaming about a specific man or woman with whom you both are so much in love with him. Maybe sometimes we see a particular woman and man, and you know that you love this man so much, and the man love you so much, then you have a spiritual wife or husband. Most times they normally come with their own real face when you guys are in good time. Maybe there's no other person in your life, you keep seeing him as him. It's only when they see you with another woman or another man, they start keep bringing those faces of those people that are close to your heart. So let me say lack of urge for intimacy toward your partner. So if you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband, you will not have that intimacy between there will be no intimacy between you and the person you get married to. You just not just feel like you are always weak and less concerned whether he or she is in the bedroom with you or not. You never feel like somebody's in the bedroom with you or to do anything with him or her. That person, him or she will be less attractive to you. My dear, you have a spiritual wife or husband. Always find it irritating to pray or pay attention to church service. Most of the people that have spiritual husband, for them to pay attention in the church service is another problem. They will not just feel comfortable. And that you have a spiritual husband is that fear of the spiritual sport. This happen mostly after making love with the spiritual spouse in your dream. He then warned you never to make love with anyone else again. Once you do that, there will be a consequence. There are some people that they will warn you, your spiritual wife or spiritual husband, those ones are stubborn. They warn you after making love with you that you should not make love with any other person again. And if you try do it, believe me, you there will be consequences. Okay, so these are some of the signs that you have a spiritual you have a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. Okay, yes. Another sign is that, let me just complete it 18. Another sign, the 18th sign that you have a spiritual wife or husband, you are not attracted to men despite your beauty, charm, appearance, not minding your qualification, level of personality. People, you will be very much beautiful. As in, you see your friends that are even less attractive to you. Men will be following them, women will be following for them. But you that you are handsome, you are beautiful, men will never be looking at your beauty. They will never feel like to do anything with you, or even they just meet you one or twice, they just feel like they will not feel like meeting you again. My dear, you have a spiritual wife, or you have a spiritual husband, or you have a spiritual wife. So these are the signs that you have a spiritual wife or husband. So if you believe that these signs are with you, please let me know in the comment section. So if I have much people that maybe need this help, I will make a video on how you should separate for your spiritual husband by yourself and for yourself. Okay. So don't wait to hit this like button to tell me work well done. And this is your first time of visiting my channel, do wait to subscribe. Okay, anything you don't understand, ask question in the comment section. I will definitely get back to you. Okay, like the video at least to tell me work well done. So waiting for your comments.